Welcome to Service Retirement Wage Certification eSERS tutorial. In this tutorial, we will go over a service retirement wage certification. SERS asks for this information to verify if an employee is eligible for a benefit and if a payment can be issued. We will also go over when you will receive a notification on eSERS, why SERS is requesting this information, and review the wage certification screen in detail and explain how to complete it. Today we'll be covering service retirement wage certification, but you can receive a notification for the following: a refund, a re-employee retiree annuity refund, a disability benefit, and a survivor benefit. Once logged into eSERS, you will see an eSERS message on the message board advising there is a certification for you to complete. You will click on the Certified Wages application and the wage certification home screen will appear. SERS asks that a certification is filled out when you have the final information for the employee. If you are completing a certification for a salary employee and you know the pay that they will be receiving from now until retirement and also their final pay, then certification can be completed. For example, if the certification is for a bus driver and you are not sure if they will be picking up extra routes or working overtime, please wait to fill out this information until you have the final pay information. 95% of the members will qualify for estimated pension benefit. Now let's move on to wage certification panel. This will list all the employees that you have pending certifications, waiting for your final certification. Each wage certification will have a wage ID, the employee's SSN number, the first name, the last name, certification type, retirement effective date, and a contractor's name if necessary. If you scroll down a little bit, will see a panel for submitted wage certification. This will also list all the completed and submitted certifications from your district. Each certification down here in this area will list the wage ID, the SSN for the member, the first name, the last name, the certification type, the submitted date, the status, and if this was a contract employee in the name of the company. Under the submitted wage certification, there are 3 types of statuses. If the status is certified, which means it has been certified by the district. If the certification is certified and matched, this means SERS has matched the information provided to the information submitted. And then there's also canceled. The certification was canceled by the member or by SERS. To begin the process of completing a service retirement certification, click on the Wage ID certification for the employee you wish to complete. Today, we will be doing Lightning McQueen. Also, as you can see, he has an effective date of 6/1/2023. Now let's review the member's wage details. Step 1, we will verify if the SSN and the first and last name matches your records. If this information is correct, we will move on to the last day of service. You will enter the employee's last day of service. This will include used vacation, used sick leave, as well as any other paid days actually used. Do not provide a final date that you will send the contributions to SERS for this member in this area. Lightning McQueen, last day was 05/31/2023. All right, let's go to the next category, days worked from July 1. Enter the total days worked, including paid leave days, from July 1 of the fiscal year to the last day of service. Be sure to indicate the total days worked for the fiscal year, not the calendar year. In this case, my lovely guy has worked 183 days. Now, Let's move to last contribution psycho code. This is the psycho code that your district pays the employee under. So in this case, Mr. McQueen is actually paid under OTH002. Now let's move on to the last pay date. Enter the last pay date the employee's final contributions were or will be reported to eSERS. For stretch pay employees, provide the last pay date for their last and final stretch pay payment. In this case, Lightning McQueen is on a stretch pay, so his last payment will be August 10th of 2023. Check mark any of these boxes if the final contributions include a balance of contract, earnings reported for the remainder of the pay for work already performed for 9, 10, 11 months, employees paid over 12 months. So Lightning McQueen is a bus driver whose final last day of work was August 31st, but he wants his pay to be stretched out to August. So I will actually click balance of contract on that last pay for the 8/10. Payroll lag is check marked if the last pay ended after the last pay of work. In longevity, length of service for tender pay, the payment cannot be based on retirement or agreement to retire. Definitions of the final contributions can be found at the bottom of the page. Now, let's review eligible for healthcare at separation. Select yes if the employee was eligible for healthcare coverage on their last day of work, regardless of whether the person was on the school healthcare or not. If you have to select no, they were not eligible on their last day of work, you will get an additional question, eligible for healthcare 3 out of 5 years. If the person was eligible, let's say up to 4 years, but the last year they dropped down to part-time, you will mark yes, because they were eligible out of 3 out of 5 years. But in my case, my member was eligible for healthcare. Now let's move down to the pay period certification detail panel. This panel asks for any unreported payroll that has not been sent to eSERS. If you are completing a certification before the final pay, you will actually have to add a row or multiple rows all the way up to that last pay. In this case, McQueen is actually, we're going to wait to do a certification, so I will not need these rows. If you need to complete this, you will provide their last contribution cycle code, the last pay date for the payment that's coming over, and the 10% of the contributions. When you enter the 10%, it will either be pre-tax or post-tax. In this case, I do not need this, so I'm going to check mark that line and hit remove. Once you have all your member wage details completed, you want to hit submit for the wage. Once you hit submit, all of the changes are saved up top under member wage details. If you would like to leave a quick note to eSERS about a member, you can use the notes section. Here, you will write a quick note to Service Retirement. This panel should not be used as a general means of communication with eSERS or to request that someone from eSERS call you. If you have a question or need assistance, please contact Employer Services. You can contact us via email, employerservices@ohsers.org. To go back to the front of your wage certification, you will go up top to the navigation path and click on the second tab that says Wage Certification. Our certification is almost done. If you go to the bottom of the page, you will find instructions/help. Here, this panel will give a brief description of what is needed for each field. It remains the same whether you are completing a service retirement certification or disability certification. This concludes our wage certification for service retirement tutorial. Thank you.